Welcome to The Map. On this week's episode, OHA give Hutchins a bit of a touch-up over at Gilston Bay. Cygnet run out victors by 1 point over the Hobart Tigers. We catch up with Ship's larger-than-life president, Turbo Cato. And of course, there's Furphy Goal of the Week. And of course, joining me this week, as always, is our man, Aaron Peach Roberts. Peach, welcome.
G'day, Tubes. Great to be here again in the headquarters of Duff Studio.
And we are very lucky to be joined by fourth-year coach from the OHA, Brodie Langford.
Thanks, mate.
Good to have you on board, mate. A big week in Old Scholars footy. We'll go quickly through the results right here. It was OHA by 38 points over Hutchins, Richmond by 1 solitary point down there at Richmond over Dosa, and University had a big win over St Virgil. And Pete, you've got the SFL results.
Yeah, absolutely. Huonville and New Norfolk played a pretty tight game with Huonville getting up over the end. Sorrel got beaten by Claremont, so a good win there for Vermont. Dodgers Ferry unfortunately touched up Brighton for their second big loss in a row. And a ripping game, Hobart Cygnet. We'll chat about later, but it was Cygnet by 1 solitary point and a cliffhanger.
Yeah, we've got Ben Cato joining us a little bit later on, but first of all, of course, Brodie, big win for you guys over there at OHA.
Yeah, good start to the year for us, mate. Hutchins' quality side jumped us early in the game, and we came good after quarter time, and good solid win. Faded away late, but happy with things how we're going. Yeah.
Big Cal Garvey. He's been great in the ruck.
He's flying at the moment, the big fella. He's dropped a bit of weight over the summer. He's pretty happy with himself, and he's moving really well. He's been a star so far this year, and he'll be a big key for us going forward.
And you shut down the likes of Williamson and Murphy Cohen early in the piece.
Yeah, mate. It's one thing that's been really positive for us this year is our defence, and the 6 blokes that have started there all year, they've dominated. To be totally honest, they defend first, and then they've been great in turning that defence into attack. And Big Damon Crew played well on Big Willow this week. AJ played on Leachy, and Stu Cook done a good job on Murphy Cohen as well. Yeah, so one bloke does a job every week for us, and they've been really good.
And I think their back line of Franks, Lister, and Co down there, they've done really well. How did you combat that?
Well, they started really well, as I said. Hutchins, they jumped us, and they played their brand of footy, which is just giving it to their outside runners in Franks and Lister, and they tore us apart by just using their good skill level, and we had to really work hard on our contested footy and winning it at the source, because early on we got murdered, and it was really, really good that we responded after quarter time, and contested numbers were up and our tackle numbers were up, so we were good after that.
Brodie, really intrigued. The team's quite experienced, a lot of players in the mid-20s. What's sort of the game plan with guys that have been around for a little while, and what's your strategy going forward with this group?
Oh, that's the big positive for us at the moment. For a long time, and I've been at the club for 4 years as coach now, and we started from rock bottom pretty much, and we're really young, inexperienced sort of group, and slowly over the last 4 years we've added some experience, and adding blokes like Wingnut Callanan's been a pretty big positive for the footy club.
He's a bit injured though. He did his hamstring, I think, on the weekend.
Yeah, he might be right. He might be right. No, he's nicked a hammy, but he'll be all right. Nothing too serious. We've just built really well over the last 3 or 4 years. Slowly but surely, we've sort of got the group that we really like now, and hopefully it can be successful in the coming future.
It's great to have blokes like Wingnut Callanan running around in the OHA colours, mate, but what does it mean for your personal development as a young coach to have that sort of influx of experience?
Oh, it's been super for me. Like, Wingnut's he's a footy genius, to be fair. Tasmanian, he's done everything you could possibly do in footy in Hobart and in Tassie, and obviously played AFL as well. And his knowledge of the game and the way he teaches it and the way he brings it across to the group, and to me, he's been second to none. It's a massive key for our footy club, and it's huge for our 100-year celebrations that's happening this year to have a guy like Wingnut on board. Speaking of 100-year celebrations, we managed to catch up with a bloke who's been out at the OHA Footy Club for almost 100 years. Big Tim Turbo Cato. What can you tell us about him? Turbo's a legend. He was telling me today that he's been at the footy club since 1982. It's a bloody long time. Wow. He's just the heart and soul of our footy club. He's been a president for a long time. He gives up half his life to keep the footy club running. And as we're all aware in Tassie footy, teams are coming and going. And for a bloke like Turbo to give up as much time as he does to keep our footy club running, it's a credit to himself. And he's a ship that we remember forever, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we managed to catch up with him over there at Gilston Bay Oval. Before we let you go there, Brodie, we've got, I know you kicked a 5-pack on the weekend, but we've got a 6-pack of Furphy for you, mate, just for coming in there, buddy. So we'll throw now to Tim Turbo Carter over there at Gilston Bay.
G'day Turbo, how you been, mate?
Good Duff, good mate, how are you?
Tell us all about the day around here at OHA.
Today, mate, we every year we have a day, we call it a gala day. We get the jumping castle for the kids, face painting. We have an afternoon tea inside for the girls and free sausage sizzle for the boys, and we're really happy with the way the day's gone. Big crowd up there on the hill, they're all enjoying a couple of frothies, so yeah, good day.
Yeah, you can see some of the boys up there. Any famous names from the club that have turned up?
There's a Stan Cook from 1972, he was a premiership player back then, so that's good. A few of the other old boys that I played with are up there, so it's good to see them around, mate. Good to see them around.
And no doubt the stories just get better and better as the years go on.
Mate, they do, but we've got our 100 years coming up this year. We've got a big dinner organised, so it's good to see some of these old blokes along. So yeah, and we're excited about the season. Hutchins sort of jumped us early at the game, but we've sort of got on top of them now, so all looking good.
How's the team looking out there this year? Obviously a couple of big recruits. Ian Callanan, I see he's playing around.
Yeah, Ian's been good. The nut, he's been really good, mate. Just his experience with coming from Adelaide and being in the AFL system not that long ago, he's been really good. Unfortunately, I think he's maybe tweaked a little bit of a hammy there. He's on the bench at the moment, icing up, but no, been really good for the club. And we've still got a few other players, a couple of late recruits coming in, which I think we're all pretty excited about as well. So yeah.
Who do you expect will be the front runners in the Old Scholars this year?
Well, we played Uni last week. It was a close game. They got us in the end by 2 goals. They're looking pretty good. So yeah, I think them, but it's still pretty early. So, and that's with the Old Scholars, any side on their day can probably get up and win. That's the beauty of our competition, I think. So.
And the great thing is about the Old Scholars, it's pretty solid, isn't it? I mean, St Virgil's have got themselves back on track by the looks of it.
Yep, no, they've got some good numbers out there, and you know, hopefully a win for them's not far away. So yeah, they're looking pretty good with numbers. So hopefully the win comes soon for them. So.
Some great words there from Turbo Carter, another passionate member of the footy community here in Tasmania. And what's really exciting, 100 years of football for the OHA Footy Club. Brodie, can you tell us a little bit about the celebration May the 12th?
Yeah, May the 12th over at Elwick, we've got a big 100-year celebration dinner, a few special guests and stuff like that. Funny story actually, Mike Sheen's going to be open mic'd by one of the OHA's favourite sons, Flash Lithgow.
Flash?
Yeah, Mike played a couple of games at the Ships when he was doing an internship at the Mercury. So yeah, it's something a little bit of something special for us over there.
All right, thanks very much, Brodie. Great to have you in the Duff TV studios. A huge night out there at Elwick on May the 12th featuring Mike Sheen. What a get for the Ships. All right, we're going to cut back in just a few moments with the coach of the Cygnet Footy Club, Ben Cato. And we're joined now by Ben Cato, the coach from the Cygnet Port Footy Club. Mate, welcome to the Duff TV studios.
Thanks, Tubes.
Mate, a great win on the weekend by a point up there at the TCA.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic in the end. It's a tight battle in the first quarter. We probably dominated the second quarter, but didn't quite get it on the scoreboard. And then they obviously fought back in the third quarter and got in front. And then lucky enough that big Ben Holton stood up, kicked 3 goals in 5 minutes, got us back in front, and then we're lucky to hang on from there. So,
speaking of that tight first quarter, we managed to catch up with Mark Beck and his quarter-time address at the TCA.
They are making it a scrap, to their credit. They are making it a scrap, but then on the outside they're beating us, okay, because they're a little bit quicker to react. Remember, we talk about our starting points, and I reckon they've been really good, but then we're a bit slow to react to them on the outside, and a couple of them have got us, like Cato, like Cohen. On the spread, they've got us a little bit. Okay, so we've just got to watch that in the midfield. As you can see, stoppages, okay, they're up. Now, we talked about that at the start. The starting points have been good, but we've got to be quicker to react. Just one thing with our backs, I reckon you've been a little bit hesitant sometimes in the air to really smash the contest. Let's bring that up again. Let's get that going, because a couple of times they've taken marks in a pack, little guys who aren't that big. Let's get over there and smash them.
Joined by Dane Colbeck, the assistant coach of the Hobart Tigers down here at the TCA. The ground's looking immaculate, mate.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I know the board's worked really hard to, along with the Hobart City Council, to make this happen, and it's fantastic. It's a great day for it, a great start. We've got a nice new scoreboard over there as well, so I think everyone's pretty excited about all the things that are happening around the club.
And Becky's in there still talking to the boys here at quarter time. Cygnet has certainly brought their A game in this first quarter.
Yeah, they've made a real scrap, and I think we'll be looking to kind of release a few players just to get our ball moving, having a bit more. Our backline's moving the ball out really well, but it's just that trying to get it out from those stoppages that we're really going to focus on. So
yeah, real battle in the ruck, mate.
Yeah. They've obviously got Doreen, who's quite a quality player. Robbo and Tommy will do a good job, so hopefully we can continue that and just free some blokes out of the stoppage.
Thanks very much for joining us, mate.
Cheers, thank you.
So that report just there was finished up by me with Dane Colbeck, the assistant coach of the Hobart Footy Club. Now, Peachy, you've got a few questions for our man right here, Ben Cato.
Well, really interesting. So Colbeck and Mark Beck spoke really well. Slow to react, Hobart, and that was the comments at Mark Beck. Was there something that you did, because you saw some footage last week of Hobart? What did you do to make sure that you were first and your players on the outside were first to the ball?
We're lucky to get Andrew Palmer back this week, so he got his hands on the footy inside, and we had a real focus of getting some spread and some run on the outside, because a younger group, a quicker group, so trying to play to our strengths there.
And can you learn anything off other coaches? Do you go and see and listen to what they're saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you've got to be positive. I think these days with the younger footballers coming through, they don't like the ranting and raving. So you've got to have some substance to what you say. And yeah, I had a look at Hobart last week with a little bit of footage at Brighton. So yeah, you can always get a little bit out of everything like that.
How good was the deck up there, mate, compared to previous years? I know you used to play at Richmond and would have played a fair bit of footy up there.
No, yes, that's really good up there now. It's probably, especially since they haven't trained on it, took away their home advantage a little bit, and we found there wasn't hardly any wind up there, and the scoring end was probably the opposite to what it's been up there. So yeah, it's a very nice surface now.
Of course, they've got the new scoreboard up there at the TCA. It looks immaculate, and we saw some great footage on there of the Tiger crawling across the scoreboard every time Hobart kicked a goal, mate. But I was really impressed with Joey Doreen, the big fella up. He started in the ruck, but then moved forward.
Yeah, he's really good in the ruck, and he's really good forward. And if we can, we've got young Matty Brett and son Jack playing some senior footy this year. So when he's standing up in the ruck, it gives us that luxury of throwing Joe forward. We're valuable in the ruck or forward. So.
And he's up against a seasoned competitor in Timmy Robinson as well. He did a really great job to get you guys in front. Aaron?
Yeah, absolutely. Last week Hobart pushed players back, and they did it again this week, and on the small confines of TCA that's sometimes quite effective. What did you do when they pushed those extra players back?
We had a focus of sort of spreading the ball a bit wider and out to space first, instead of just going down the line to those numbers. So even though it's a smaller ground and they have numbers back, if you can get it out the other side by switching it and that, you still can open up your 50 a little bit.
Now, we also managed to catch up with one of your guys down there, the VP, Trent Cohen. What can you tell us about him? He's got his fingers in a lot of pies.
No, he's a busy man, owns a business, got a couple of other little things on the go too, I think. So, yeah, and he's part of the tennis club down at Cygnet too, so he's a good bloke to have around the community and helps out the footy club a lot. So.
Well, this is what Trent had to say at quarter time of the game up there at the TCA. Trent Cohen, who was the water boy for the day, as well as Vice President of the Cygnet Footy Club. Rightio, we're joined by Trent Cohen, the Vice President of the Cygnet Footy Club, who's running water today here, mate. How's it looking?
Yeah, pretty good. Great day for footy, and the TCA's come up pretty good. So they've obviously done a lot of work here over the summer, and all the benefits will pay off for the seasons to come for a long time, I reckon. The
Cygnet boys are looking really quick when they get a bit of movement out there.
Yeah, I think Ben Cato's doing a really good job with them. He's given lots of instructions. There's lots of kids out there that's come out of last year's cult side.
Yep.
So, and that's the way the club's looking to build for the future, to develop the youth and keep them coming through the Southern Storm, and keep the club viable and competitive in the SFL.
That's what it's all about, mate. We better let you run because, as you said, the boys are quite thirsty out there.
It's a warm day, yeah. Can't keep them out there too long without a drink.
Good on you, Trent. Thanks very much for joining us on the mat.
Thank you.
Good on you. That was easy, mate. That was easy.
Bloody natural, eh?
All right, that there was Trent Cowan, the water boy and vice president of the Cygnet Footy Club. Ben, how important is it to have blokes like Trent around the Cygnet Footy Club?
Yeah, as a volunteer, it's massive. He's got a lot on his plate as well, but he helps out the footy club as much as he can, so it's really, really good.
And he mentioned there about building your footy club through the youth. How important is your relationship with the Southern Storm?
No, it's massive because the club went through, 8 to 10 years of a lack of young blokes coming through, and they put the Southern Storm together. So as a senior coach, I've got to mentor them and give them some senior experience from there, and obviously just creating that one club kind of feel to it as well. So.
That's terrific, mate. Building your club through the youth. Of course, we really appreciate you coming to the Duff TV studios, mate. As a token of our gratitude, Furphy have come on board as a sponsor this year, and you'll get yourself a little six-pack, so enjoy that. Obviously not before game time, mate, but thanks so much. Ben Cato there, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to go through next week's games in the Old Scholars. We've got Hutchins versus University down at Queenborough. Richmond have St Virgil's down at the Richmond Footy Oval. And the game we'll be covering here at the map is Dosa versus OHA at the TCA grounds. And the ladder, University are on top, a game clear of OHA and Richmond. Then in 4th and 5th position, Dosa and Hutchins, and St Virgil's are on the bottom. Aaron, SFL next week.
SFL New Norfolk, Hobart, be a good game. Claremont, Huonville, really looking forward to that match. Cygnet play Dodgers will be another intriguing. We see how Ben Cato goes with his coaching. And the game that we're going to cover here on the map is Lindisfarne versus Sorell. And for the latter in the Southern Footy League, Claremont on top by a game. Huonville, who had a big improvement this season, are a game behind. And then we've got a bunch of teams, Hobart, Lindisfarne and Cygnet, all on a couple of wins. Brighton still on the bottom. New Norfolk, Sorell and Dodgers Ferry with a win also. It's going to be a pretty tight season, I think, in the Southern Footy League.
Well, there we go, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in to the map. Aaron Roberts, thanks for coming along. Of course, to our guests, Ben Cato and Brodie Langford as well. We'll see you next week on the map. This week's Furphy Player of the Day goes to the Hobart Tigers. It's a big ruck tap down by Robertson onto Kaylee Goff, who gets it forward. Nice contest here from the Tigers. Out comes Sullivan, driving the ball forward, inside forward 50. It goes through the back, and a chance at the back now for Hadfield, who gets a ripping goal. Now, I'm not sure who we're going to give the Furphy to, but there were 4 players involved there. Robertson, Goff, Sullivan and Hadfield. I reckon you can have a 6-pack each, boys. But Tim Robinson, it's up to you to collect it from Duff TV Studios.